This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, or QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity, peace and salutations. To the hopeful elect scattered abroad, shalom to 144,000. And as we see, okay, temperatures is rising, things are escalating. It says total blackness, drone attack leaves Moscow in darkness, nuclear ready, Oreshnik missiles go live. Okay, this war is getting ready to go nuclear, man. All right, the time is short. People were just celebrating New Year's, so-called New Year's, which is not new. This is not the New Year. The New Year is in spring. All right, but these people are completely lost and engulfed in this Babylonian madness while World War III is looming. Okay, all hell is about to break loose. And through the spirit of Yahawadah, I was able to get off for a few days with pay. So call HALAL, Yahawadah for that. So with that, I want to be able to go live. I might do a few videos today. So bear with me. And Lord, when it's edifying to the hopeful elect. All right, bringing us back though. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. And Shalom, Yahawadah, everybody, I'm coming board. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the Second World War has passed. Okay, that you had a Cold War and all these tensions, you know, back then. And now we're coming into the Third World War, where they're saying that Putin may actually hit, you know, Ukraine with a nuclear weapon. All right, and you just had Putin, who just got attacked, you know, his house attacked. They tried to assassinate him at his home, okay, which is, you know, crazy. All right, tried to assassinate him at his home, and you know, they're giving Russia every reason to use these nuclear missiles, man. All right, and we know, according to Bible prophecy, these nuclear missiles will be used, and Russia is going to be the one, you know, that initiates a lot of this. And Russia is also the one that's arming these other smaller nations with nuclear missiles. Okay, so let's play this video. We'll grab some precepts as we go, and Lord, when it's edifying to the hopeful elect.
We have some. This is W 7. Let me get you caught up to speed with what's happening between Russia and Ukraine. We have something very rare that just happened in Moscow. Large swaths of the capital plunged into darkness after a swarm of inbound Ukrainian drones hit all kinds of different key spots, including key electrical substations. This is on the heels of them trying to assassinate Putin or attack his mansion, his residence, with 90-some drones of which were shot down. So much for all the peace, right? Well, this has caused a total blackout in the areas southeast of the capital, leaving homes without electricity for hours here. And in response to this, Russia has rolled out troops around different substation areas around Moscow, I guess, to maybe try to shoot down anything incoming or that gets close to these substations so they can prevent anything else from happening. But Russia has also rolled out this Oreshnik hypersonic missile, and they've moved some into Belarus now. This thing is unstoppable. No one on the planet has shown the capability of stopping this missile. No one.
And he said this thing is unstoppable, and it made me think about World War III. It's not stopping, man. Okay, no matter how many people try to, you know, intervene, and you know how many peace talks, how many what do they call it? You know, these little peace breaks they have, it's inevitable. This thing has to happen. So here we are in so-called 2026, and the first day of 2026, you got temperatures rising. Okay, things are escalating, and there's not much time left, man. Okay, there's not much time left, man. Things could change drastically this year, and Lord willing, the Lord destroys us, this place this year. We're out of here this year. Okay. We know the MOTB has to first be established, which can come out any day now, super fast, okay? They have everybody, you know, start getting implanted, just like with the C9. People was getting yabbed like no tomorrow, okay? So they can do this quick, bro. This thing can happen quick. And we pray it does, because this means that our salvation is nearer than we believe. Okay, our salvation is near, man. But as this thing is being prepared, these other nations, they're watching. Okay, they're watching. They're seeing how this is all playing out, and they're all going to take the side of Russia. Okay, once they was all with America, they all was down with America. They demonized Russia, but now they're about to take the side of Russia, and they're all going to come into an agreement to burn America with thermonuclear missiles, to send nukes at America. It is inevitable.
Yeah. Iran, when they went back and forth with Israel, they launched.
Speaking of Iran, Iran just declared total war against the U.S., Israel, and Europe. Okay, they just declared total war. Okay, so all we're hearing right now is war, 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 which is the rumors of war. Okay, this shows you what time we're in.
Similar. And their shots got through and were hitting inside of Israel. Iron Dome could not stop them. I have a feeling, just by the looks of it, if you put yourself in Russia's position, with this ongoing, and then you were so close to peace multiple times, and one man keeps stopping it, per se, Zelensky, and the guys around him, and now they're talking about rigging elections or paying people off and all this. There's only one way that they can solve this, and that's for Russia to go in and make a move to eliminate Zelensky, which could include a huge strike. And I can almost guarantee you, if not a drone used, a hypersonic missile. So Russia has warned, they are at a point now that Ukraine should expect retaliation, and now that over 100-some thousand people are sitting in the dark in Russia, around the capital city, you can expect a major move from this.
And you see that, man. Okay, the picture to your left. Okay, people are sitting in dark in Russia. Over there, I believe over there is dark right now, I guess. Okay, so they're sitting in the dark, all right, because of this drone attack from Ukraine, which we know America's been the one that's been backing and funding Ukraine this whole time. Okay, so that's going to put America in the crosshairs of Russia's nuclear missiles as well. All right, but you got in the capital city of Russia, Moscow, people are in darkness. They just attacked Putin's home, trying to assassinate him. So basically, they're giving this man every reason to use those nuclear missiles. Okay, we see this thing playing out. Let's go right here. It says Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So we're hearing of these rumors of wars, okay, of different things happening, and how this thing is escalating, and it's showing us that we definitely in that time, man. Okay, we're definitely in that time of war. You know, they're getting ready to start doing a draft. You had this guy on one of these ball players. I forgot his name. But he just proposed that America start sending all the youth over there to spend at least a year, in the military for discipline, which ain't a bad idea, honestly, because these niggas is, that is straighten these YNs up. All right, but we understand that America doesn't have much time left, man. All right. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." You see? These are just the beginning of sorrows. So we ain't seen nothing yet. It's about to get very, very bad, very, very uncomfortable. When you were in a wartime, you have no rights. The Constitution is suspended. And eventually it's going to get to the point where people ain't going to be, you ain't going to be able to do nothing. You ain't going to be able to work. You ain't going to be able to leave your house. They're going to start putting people in these concentration camps. It's going to get very, very bad, very, very quick. Okay, but we're watching, or on our watchtower, we're seeing these things play out on the earth. And the Lord is definitely showing us that we are in that time, man. Okay, we're definitely in that time. So it says in the NLT, Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, "And you will hear wars and threats of wars." So we're hearing these threats. We're seeing these escalations. We're seeing all this stuff play out. It says, "But don't panic." And we're not panicking through the Spirit, because we understand what this means. Okay, we believe that in us doing this and serving YAHAWASHI, He's going to deliver us. Okay, that's the whole goal, is that we can be delivered from this destruction that's coming, because it's coming. There is no stopping it, okay? It's coming. It says, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. You see? So though we're hearing these wars, these rumors of wars, doesn't mean that immediately tomorrow it's going to be a nuclear apocalypse. No. Okay? Prophecy still got to be fulfilled. Jacob's trouble has to go in full swing. The MOTB has to be established. Okay? The famine of hearing the word. All right? A few prophecies still got to take place, which, you know, it could happen in, you know, a domino effect. Fast. But we understand that these things must take place first. You're going to hear these rumors of wars. You're going to hear about, you know, these escalations across the world, you know. And then ultimately, there's going to come a day after those chips are, you know, established, you know, after the MOTB has been established and they've been chipping people like no tomorrow, like how they did with the YAB. I remember with the YAB across the, you know, well, I guess a block away from my job, I happened to take the wrong turn. And I went down this road, you know, this random dark road, and it was a field. And they was in this field, a random field on a back street somewhere, giving people, you know, the yap, man. Okay, doing testing. Okay, and if that wasn't suspicious enough, like to show you that you shouldn't have took that shit. If they got to do it, you know, on a back road in a random field in the dark, you know, in the middle of the morning, that should tell you something. But that's how they gonna move with this MOTB, man. You're gonna have people taking this thing in droves. They had literally lines of people in their cars, you know, doing drive-through yabs, man. People was getting that drive-through yab. All right, so that shows you that when this thing takes place, people can get yabbed in a few months. Okay, majority of people here in America will be yabbed in a few months, if not a month. All right, they're going to roll this thing out fast. And then guess what? That's when all hell is going to break loose. It says, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately. Nation will go to war against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And we're seeing that between Russia, Ukraine, Iran and Israel, China and Taiwan. You know, we're seeing these things take place. We're seeing what's going on. America, okay, just did a ground strike on Venezuela. They've been bombing blowing up those boats, okay, confiscating oil tankers. America just also shot missiles off in what was that, Nigeria? So these are the rumors of wars we're hearing about. We're seeing these things escalate. And then they said it was ISIS, which, you know, ISIS is ran by the CIA. Okay, the CIA created ISIS, man. All right, so we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. We understand what this devil is doing behind the scenes, and we know what this is going to lead up to. Okay, it says, you nations will go to war against nations and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. But all this is only but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. So this is just the beginning, the first of the birth pains. When a woman is about to go into labor, she has contractions. Okay, and first they'll be faint. Oh, you know, they have these faint contractions, and then boom, the water breaks. Now she's having these rigorous, painful contractions, meaning what? The baby is about to come. Okay, the baby is about to come. The baby is due to come. Well, that's what's happening with America. Okay, we're seeing these first birth pains, which is going to eventually, the water's going to break, all hell's going to break loose, and then it's going to be full-blown birth pains. Okay, full-blown pestilences, diseases. Okay, all hell breaking loose. Plagues. All right. It's going to be undeniable. It's going to be undeniable what time we're in. In that moment, everybody's going to know that YAHAWASHI is about to nuke America. Okay? Because the prophet's been out here telling you. So you can't say you ain't know. But as these temperatures rise and tensions escalate, Russia is getting nuclear ready. Okay? Which I always mention it, how all these nations that have nuclear missiles, they have their trajectories pointed at America. Why? Because America's behind all this. America's the one that's funding all this, okay, with your tax dollars. So they're going to say to hell with America and everybody in it and seek to blow this place up. This is why we come to serve YAHAWASHI so diligently and fervently, you know, because we understand that when this time comes, we're going to need salvation. We're going to need deliverance, man. It says, but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. right, with more to come. It says, then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. I went into this yesterday with this whole new bill Trump passed. You know, they're getting ready to start locking brothers up, to start coming to brothers' camps, okay, calling it illegal protesting and addition and whatnot, based off of what we teach out of the scriptures, okay? This thing is about to take place, bro. It's about to amp up real fast and real quick, and then that's when people are going to start wanting to take it seriously. It says, you will be hated all over the world because you are my followers. You see? And we're going to be hated. You know, we already hated, but we're going to be really hated in the times we're coming into. People are going to say that this is our fault. This is your fault. Y'all said this. You spoke it into existence. This would have never happened if it wasn't for you prophets, man, for you Israelites. Okay, this is what that's the spirit people going to be in. Your own family members who you was just celebrating New Year's with, that them niggas going to turn against you. Okay? And every New Year's, I spend New Year's alone. I don't want to be around a bunch of people. I go to bed early because I don't want to hear all the fireworks. Okay, but everybody else is out there having a good ass time. Partying, clubbing, drinking. Okay, and mirth, the spirit of mirth. Okay? All to their own destruction, to your own detriment. As they say, laugh now, cry later. And then when we are witnessing the ultimate fireworks, we're going to be laughing. We're going to be rejoicing. All right? It says, then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers, and many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. That's the time we're coming into, man. You got a lot of these individuals that's claiming to be men of the Lord. They're falling out of the truth. Jake forsaking the truth. Jake falling out. Jake are betraying each other. Jake is making covenants with the heathen, making agreements with the devil. We're seeing all this stuff play out already. It's no coincidence. It's no surprise. Okay? The ones who you thought were so down and, you know, the men of the Lord, you're going to find out a lot of these guys have been sellouts the whole time. COINTELPRO. Esau got agents in all these camps, man. As you see with the Elder Apostle Harcoin this year. Okay? It's
How
agents.
do you park your hotel? First check.
Salaki, it's agents in all these camps. Sellouts. Okay? God's pushing false doctrine. So as we get closer to the end of this place, we're going to see that the Lord is not with this place.
Yeah, now a mushroom cloud's going to emanate.
You heard that?
From that region.
Salaki.
And I don't know.
He said a mushroom cloud's going to emanate. Well, guess what? That's Bible prophecy. Okay?
So.
Yeah, man. Let me grab that too real quick. Okay? But let's finish this up. It says, verse 11, and many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people. That's already happening. Look at Genesis. Those guys are false prophets. And they're deceiving many people. I'm seeing guys who, what? Been in this truth longer than them niggas falling behind that bullshit, bro. Oh, yeah, we got the heathen. Nigga, to hell with the heathen. The Lord gonna kill all these heathen. But you got people that's really been deceived by these false doctrines and these heresies. Getting taken by this stuff. Lord, we're not going to go into that Anthony Joshua thing, too, because that's a whole, you know, a whole, you know, psyop. You know, this guy is, sacrifices were due. You got niggas that's putting on, as full-blown Satan worshipers, okay? Dialed in with the devil. So now the Lord's about to start really consuming these people, bro. And we're going to see it in our lifetime. We're going to see the Lord judge these individuals in our lifetime. Believe it. It says, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. So the love of many is growing cold, man. That's why Moscow is in darkness right now, okay? They're not tiptoeing with these, you know, advances of war anymore. They going all out. They just attacked this guy's house, Putin's house. So when you put yourself in Putin's shoes, you understand why he got to nuke America. It's only right. It's inevitable. It has to happen, right? But the one who endures to the end will be saved. You see, the ones who endure to the end will be saved, man. And let's grab this too. All this is good. This whole chapter is fire. But let's grab this too. It says, and the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world, which that's what the prophets are doing. When we go live, these live videos can be seen all around the world. Okay? It says, so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. You see, and then the end will come, man. All right? The end is coming. Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is about to turn this place upside down. All right? Well, let's go right here. Scroll. Let's play some more of this.
Russia has warned they are at a point now that Ukraine should expect retaliation, and
Ooh, they should expect retaliation.
I have a feeling, just by the looks of it, if you put yourself in Russia's position, with this ongoing, and then you were so close to peace multiple times, and one man keeps stopping it, per se, Zelensky, and the guys around him, and now they're talking about rigging elections or paying people off and all this. There's only one way that they can solve this, and that's for Russia to go in and make a move to eliminate Zelensky, which could include a huge strike. And I can almost guarantee you, if not a drone used, a hypersonic missile. So Russia has warned they are at a point now that Ukraine should expect retaliation, and now that over 100-some thousand people are sitting in the dark in Russia, around the capital city, you can expect a major move from this. I'm telling you, at some point, Zelensky's going to catch a nuke down there. A mushroom cloud's going to emanate from that region, and I don't know what else anyone's going to do in response. Is NATO going to try to nuke Moscow and really start World War III? Even if they hit Moscow, they'll still get hit. Their little countries will get hit. Russia's got nukes for days. And when they can strap them onto these hypersonics, man, you better watch out. For real. Yeah, we got weaponry as well, the U.S., but we're like stepping to the side, if you haven't noticed in this whole thing.
Right.
Trying to get out of the whole Ukraine fiasco.
Yeah, because America knows where this is leading. And they know that it's only death and destruction for America. So now they're trying to step to the side. Trump's trying to back out. But you done started all this, nigga. Ain't no backing out now. You done started all this. Okay? You had a major hand in this. So America is seeing that this thing about to go nuclear, and they're trying to play, you know, they're trying to backpedal. It's too late for that. Okay? It's too late for that, man. And all these wars between Russia and Ukraine, these are just a proxy wars. It's really America fighting Russia through Ukraine, sacrificing Ukraine. Okay? This is just nothing but a proxy war. But ultimately, this thing is going to, all eyes are going to be on America.
And there seems like there's deals on the table between Russia and the United States if that was to happen. Big time deals. But the world is as dangerous as not. And war is a racket. And one thing's for sure, both sides, the U.S. and Russia, have made a killing as long as this war keeps in motion. Join me for the live stream where I break this down further.
Right. So you seeing how this is this thing is escalating, man. And the water Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Okay? The water Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. And we hope that the Lord have mercy upon us and deliver us as this time we're coming into, man. But let's read this in the NLT, Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come here and listen, O nations of the earth. Let the world and everything in it hear my words. The Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is enraged against the nations. You hear that? Enraged. That's that indignation, that righteous anger. He says he is enraged against the nations. His fury is against all their armies. I will completely destroy them, dooming them to slaughter. The Lord got special plans for these nations and their militaries, man. This is why they're going to gather. He's going to have the Spirit have where they gather in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, where they all can be in one place and eventually get nuked. I mean, so like get you know, vaporized by those chariots, man. All right, and then they're gonna shoot off the nukes. It says their dead will be left unburied, and the stench of rotting bodies will fill the land. This is what you're gonna see. This is what you're gonna hear. This is what you're gonna smell, because it's gonna be so much death and destruction. It says the mountains will flow with their blood. The heavens above will melt away and disappear like a rolled up scroll. That's what they talk about, those mushroom clouds, okay? Which they got this show, I've been watching the heavy, man, Fallout. I love that show because it shows you so much. All right. The last episode was showing bombs blowing up in cities, and it was mushroom clouds. Okay. Now they're incorporating the chip and all this. Okay. Bro, prophecy is speaking loud and clear if you're not paying attention. Jake too busy watching some grown ass men run up and down with a ball and some spandex. Bro, turn that shit off. Pay attention to what's going on. Prophecy is speaking. All that is just a distraction. Bread and circus. They want to keep you distracted. Okay? But we're watching. We're on our watch tower and we're paying attention. We're seeing these things play out, and we're giving all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI. It says, the stars will fall from the sky like withered leaves from a grapevine, like shriveled figs from a fig tree. So have you ever seen, you know, a fig tree or any type of fruit tree, when a strong breeze comes through, all the fruit, you know, that's, you know, ripe begins to fall to the ground in an archaic fashion. Okay? And if you're standing close enough to that fig tree, you can feel in the ground the apples and the figs hitting the earth. Well, that's how it's going to be with these nukes, okay? When these nukes come, they're going to come in an archaic fashion, okay? Slanted, and start bombing, hitting America. Boom, 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 boom. And the ground is going to shake. People talk about that great earthquake. The ground is going to shake, man. Nobody's going to be able to stand in that day, okay? And when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, because the trooper says the sword will be bathed in the heavens, which is those nukes. They're going to be bathed, meaning they're going to come across from one nation to the next nation. And they're going to come, go into the outer atmosphere and come back down into the atmosphere, okay? And just unleash hell, havoc, all right? They're going to be bathed in the heavens. They're going to go across from one nation to the next nation through the heavens and come back down, all right? It says, when the sword, and when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom. Woo! The nation I have marked for destruction. That's America, man. Okay? America is the chief city of Edom right now, man. Okay? Basra. It said, it shall fall upon Edom, America, and Israel, but it's predominantly for America. The nation I have marked for destruction. So the Lord has marked America for destruction. Okay? America has been marked for destruction. And if you haven't realized it yet, for those of you that's here in America, like I'm here in America, that's the land we're standing on. That's the land we've been living, breathing, eating, sleeping, and shitting on. America. This land is marked for destruction. So what are you going to do when all hell breaks loose? What are you going to do when this thing escalates to the point where you got 30 minutes until nuclear annihilation? If you're going to do anything, you should be doing it now. And that's serving YAHAWASHI. Okay, don't wait until it's too late, man. It says, the sword of the Lord is drenched with blood and covered with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of rams prepared for sacrifice. Yes, which America is going to be the ultimate sacrifice. Okay? This land, it's going to be a burnt sacrifice unto YAHAWASHI to show the rest of the world what happens when you come up against YAHAWASHI. Yes, the Lord will offer a sacrifice in the city of Basra. You see? Didn't I just say that? I didn't know that was going to come up. I just said that. America is the land of Basra. He will make a mighty slaughter in Edom, which is America, man. It's going to be a mighty slaughter in this place. All right? Let me grab this too, because I want to, as birds flying. Because it's through the Spirit, bro, that we're hearing these things and we're not afraid. Okay? We ain't shaking up. We giving all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI. You think that's a coincidence, bro? Most people will lose their minds knowing the things that we know. But us serving YAHAWASHI and truthfully and sincerely. You see, you got these other guys that's taking bags, that's selling out, that's playing with the doctrine. We ain't doing that, bro. We're doing this thing truthfully and sincerely. So we believe that in order for us doing this, the Lord is going to deliver us. But the rest of you niggas, he didn't mention you. Okay? Call HALAL YAHAWAH. This is exciting. This is an exciting time, man. Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 5, as birds flying, so will the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi of hosts, defend Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Okay? It ain't talking about the land of Jerusalem. It's talking about the people of Jerusalem who are over here in America. Okay? It says, as birds flying. How do birds fly? They fly in, you know, in a particular order and structure. If you ever see birds migrate, you got the one bird in the front, and then they have like, you know, rows of birds behind that bird, and all that's for that they pierce the air. You know, it's aerodynamic, so they can fly and make that long journey. You got birds that migrate from one country to another country, depending on the seasons. Okay, so that's how these ships, these chariots, are going to come over the ocean. Okay, to America, and they showed you that in that movie Independence Day, both of them. Okay. It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi of hosts, which means of armies. He's coming with an army. Defend Jerusalem. So we don't have no army here. We're not looking for YNs with Glocks and switches to save the day. We depending upon Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. That's our army. Okay? It says, defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. How are he going to preserve Jerusalem? By beaming them up into them ships, man. When all hell break loose, when this thing break off, and you got 10 minutes until nuclear annihilation, the Lord gonna crack the sky with those chariots, and he gonna appear, and he gonna beam up his elect, while everybody else is down here burning, melting. One of the brothers sent into the chat earlier, was a video for Instagram of an individual. He was you know, some bodybuilder. This nigga worked out his whole life for nothing, and then I guess his apartment caught fire. He ended up saving his wife and his kids, but he himself burned alive. He was on the balcony. He could have used them damn muscles to come down off the balcony to the next balcony, but instead the nigga ran into the fire, man. I was talking to a woman last night, and she was telling me how she was with some friends a couple years ago, and they was all riding around and shit, and I guess something happened where the car crashed, and two of her friends got stuck in the car, two females. They got stuck in the car, and the car exploded, you know, and it was on fire, and all we can hear was them screaming. She said, we was trying to help them, but the car exploded twice, and there was no saving them. I said, yeah, because the Lord didn't want them to be saved. You got particular individuals on this planet that were born in vain, that was created to be destroyed. The Lord don't want them to be saved. That's just the way it is, man. All right? Niggas talking about the heathen can be saved. Nigga, you don't know if you're going to be saved. Is you stupid? Is you dumb? Is you retarded? You got to be autistic. Okay? You don't know if you're going to be saved, man. You got Jake that got it in their heart. Oh, I know I'm going to be saved. Okay. Okay. We going to see. Well, you gotta have a healthy fear of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. Don't ever get proud thinking that you already got it. What? That's like Jordan getting in the race and thinking that you already won before the race even start. And then, you know, halfway in the race, your ass, you know, catch a Charlie horse, and now you done fumbled the whole race because you were so sure. That's pride. That's arrogance. And the Lord hates that, man. All right? The Lord ain't with that.
There's a heart.
It says in the NLT, the Lord of heaven's armies, which there's an army in the heavens, okay? The Lord of heaven's armies. Mute this. The Lord of heaven's armies will hover over Jerusalem. How? In them ships, them chariots, right? And protect it like a bird protecting its nest. You ever seen a bird trying to defend its nest, okay, from predators? It hovers over the nest, you know? That's how these ships are going to hover over America before these nuclear missiles, you know, come down. And beaming up all the elect in an instant. You're getting beamed up. One moment you praying, your eyes closed, you praying that Lord deliver you. Next thing you know, you open your eyes, you in the chariot. Okay? This is our hope. This is our faith. This is all we got. You niggas ain't got no bunkers, okay? And even if you do have a bunker in America, they're gonna save you. They got missiles called bunker busters, man. Okay? You go into a bunker, that's gonna be your tomb. You be burying yourself. They got something called bunker busters. All right? and protect it like a bird protecting its nest. He will defend and save the city. He will pass over it and rescue it, which is talking about the elect. Okay, Israel, starting with the elect, man. He's going to rescue his people from this destruction that's coming, because you got these nations that's you know, pump faking these nuclear missiles back and forth, and we ain't got no say so in this. We ain't got no seat at the UN. Okay, we have no say in this. We was brought over to this country against our will, and now here we are in this place in America, awaiting the nuclear destruction that's coming. All right. Let's go over here. It says Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1, and the word of the Lord YAHWASHI came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, which is talking about Russia, and the land of Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord YAHWASHI, power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, which Russia, they think that, you know, they think they know they're gonna be doing the Lord's work, destroying America, but they think the Lord is with them too. No, the Lord just using y'all. Y'all just pawns in his game, okay? To bring forth his prophecy. It says, I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. What I mentioned earlier, the Cold War, okay? With, you know, the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Lord gonna put hooks in their jaws and turn them back like a fish, you know, right back into that Cold War spirit, where they're gonna eventually start blowing this place. And Russia, Mother Russia, they're getting ready to get on some downright grimy shit with America, bro. They're not gonna play these games. Like, come on. And that's why I played this video, because I wanted you to see it. He said it. He said, put yourself in Putin's shoes. They blowing up your house. You know, they blowing up your country. They knocking the lights out. Eventually, you're gonna have to do something. Okay? You giving them no reason but to do something, man. At this point, it says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, which is those thermonuclear missiles today. Okay, it ain't gonna be literal swords. Scriptures talk about flying swords too, I believe, man. Okay, what sword flies? A nuke, okay? A nuclear missile, a missile armed with nukes. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, and the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. These nations are going to join in with Russia. Okay? That's why Russia's arming these smaller nations. The weak is saying, I am strong. The Russia's arming these smaller nations, and they're going to all join in with Russia. They're all going to come into an agreement, hey, we got to do it. Now is the time. Okay? Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Russia is a guard unto these smaller nations, man. Okay? This is why they're arming them with nukes. And America's having to back off. America's starting to backpedal because they're seeing where this is leading. Okay? It's like you want to be the big bully, and then the people who you bully and pull out guns on your ass. And now you looking crazy. Okay? That's what's happening right now, man. Playing out in the earth in these last days. Okay? We're seeing it all play out, man. All right? But that's the point. I don't want to make this too long. All right? It's already got longer than I wanted it to be. I'm pretty sure this was edifying to those select. Like I said, I should be coming back again in a few to do another live. All right? Try to get a few of these videos in today through the Spirit. Got a lot of catching up to do. A lot of things happening. A lot of things taking place. Jake telling him, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Nigga, there's so much going on. Ain't no reason why you ain't got nothing to talk about, bro. All right? So much happening in the earth right now. Okay? It's impossible to not talk about it. It's impossible to not see what's happening. It's impossible to pretend like you don't know what's going on. We see these things playing out on the earth, and this is the Lord telling us that our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. All right? Trust the process. Okay? Keep the faith. Believe. Okay? Continue to endure, strive, and fight until the end. Okay? Because the time we coming into, bro, we almost out of here, man. All right? I'll be surprised if we make it to 2030. All right? The way things are going right now, man. All right? So, hey, stay prayed up. Stay in the spirit. Call halal. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High. In the name of His only begotten Son. In the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom.